na minya kwan ewura the Parliament House Appointment Committee. One or two new maybe of course so near and then we have to talk about what is happening in our parliament. Say mpanimfo a manyi say na yedem adwuma be mamu na adwuma na de amamu se mo nkonkoye no afede asen kwala mo class 2 ana KG nkwala. Sorry to use that word, but the demeanor, the posture, the attitude from a minority any majority side in na asen kwalanke to a yede o makodu classroom me dey am just so ani general masha yes to me live oh Facebook na LTV GH YouTube ya LTV Ghana eti me twa me ho siman tete me ba we devil into it his excellency Stephen Atubiga enso ewa ha say baba ne atena ase and then I was me kwa dashboard me to me an kwa dashboard facha me but at the appropriate time me kwa dashboard the amount no hu ne ekwoso eti eno no kan hu so betumi the comment afa Facebook na ya kan ka the amount your WhatsApp number na you ready a memo ya aware na betumi the WhatsApp message afa for now no WhatsApp ne nya adwuma this WhatsApp ne start say ya adwuma memo ya aware nti betumi the comment na afa Facebook na makin kan the amount na bibia akoye kama share link no no be so nya enye de onhwe se ena no pay what is going on then ekoso ewo eye oman Ghana mu now so maka kire se men ko press station bia politically affiliated da bia no hardware but a neutral place a nkoma ekoso ni ade no bete ase from all angles enwa na si ya no parliament speaker suspended 4 committee MPs appointment committee members no emu 4 and I don't pay development and second say the minority caucus as omunyi ntumu say yen suspend omumu 3 because 3 free minority na baako majority into no omo che say the decision taken by the right honorable speaker Smano Gbagben Kingsford no they do not agree with that one. We'll dive into it and do a discussions in here. We'll dive into it and see the way forward near when they were a sequel. I'm trying to remember but I was maybe a phone line amount 15 minutes be what happened in parliament, you know, then I'll be careful. Maybe a phone line amount. Now the better parliament somewhere question here, then we'll get to know what is trending and then we'll we are now going to Abano. So banfaso is the majority side NDC omo ye adwuma ne ye the opposition minority are they doing the work where I to him obi tena se be 8 good hours yesterday na me akwa mete nchen keke mponu mabrama honorable Kujeto Ablakwa 6 hours 8 minutes and questions be on ma ene ye be kan na o de ma metwa mo mbra se ma baako mekoba isia na maybe phone line na edinko mekoba isia I'm a chairman who's mounted Temaba. Enche, the phone line or Eberto so. And then also with me a fair charge. And you are 3 days ago, my mechanic say, and only 3 days. That is Thursday, you know. After a year, Sam George. Yeah, you're vetting the way, you know. You're vetting Sam George, you know. Now, I can say, other committees and as other vetting no bear them ebe to aso lo and behold no na Minta Akando minister designate for health and after the foreign affairs minister designate Okujeto Ablakwa and also mo to aso the minority sorry say they are not aware of the development and idea of vetting no to aso bi and after you make a statement.
Today will stand, right?
Eti so wa onim no na saa na say de ekono now mame ka bi nche kakra na tsenyo bi ase say the appointment committee, you know, their duty and their obligation is to make sure say the new government, either new or old government, ni nya to be the ministers are appointed, they have to pass through the vetting process. And everybody that goes for vetting, you know, constitution, you know, Emma Claire said, "Obe declare your asset." You declare your asset by say, "Obe chro, obe record it, wajapade, wa account sika obi bia." Na odi akoma GRA. And no odi be share envelope mu. Obe silly even emrane say GRA ni kwan say obi eso. Emrane say GRA eni kwan say obi eso. Ete better to say obe serve awie, o serve wie a then ebia ye hwe say conflict of interest bi ni ade wo mu a na afia ko bi eso ahwe. You understand? And enu na Thursday no right after my show me kwa akra new man am say me for parliament. Me for parliament. So I was there. Now Sam George questions here bisa no from afenyoma ke almost 185 questions. Sorry to use the word I'm using, but most of them were useless questions. Now, share US. You see, you share democracy as a mind. You see, you share prepare your as a mind. But the question I'm asking is, when you go to US, when you go to UK, when you go to France, Italy, and so on, it do say you vetting now. So the kind of questions are the appointment committee, ebisa the nominee. The kind of questions ebisa nominee, you know. You could say it's strictly about a Juma or Babaye. It's strictly about and you may be a okanya. Tama na unia bemu. Okanya na a conflict be with the position of the government. But not into your personal life. Not me say a mischievous say. I say your target. You see, there were informations building up. After market as a minority leader, like I said, being an can say there are some kind of nominees. They are waiting for them, which means I say you're targeting Crawford purposely. Say when we the past government, you know, when you come and sit down, we'll deal with you one-on-one. We'll deal with you in a way like. How do I put your reputation? We'll make sure say madino. And I don't see say penny for to someone. Not even if my brother Muslim money be said annual minority will quite say after Okuje to black vetting. The rest, you know, regional ministers, any other minister designated any vetting, you boycotted it. I'm a majority for the pet and a year. You could have done the same thing on Thursday done. Muyi akonya tables microphones mene Ghana ni mienu ye sika the hard earned money taxpayers for musika na maseno to say enkwale work class 3. Hello, are you serious? Vetting is supposed to be about the work you are coming to do. Vetting is supposed to be about what you said about the past government in which we think say because you were in opposition, you know, it was something bad. Yeah, maybe a phone line in just 10 minutes after His Excellency Mrem. Then we dive into 0247 258 158. The course for parliament, you know. Ojay was saying, wow, shame no pay. Maybe a phone line. Me pay 5 or 10 pay. Na ya swa konya near senior. And you see, we a new MP now called parliament. You should humble yourself. The opportunity when you say be your first deputy, no, make a wage by constituency. Jerry Ahmed Sharp, you are a disgrace to MPP. Yes, I'll use the word. And you are a disgrace to the MPP and you are a disgrace to your constituents. Because what you did that very day a new MP when your appointment committee so atena who bisa questions ni ade na wa bra what timetable but me one na unya MP no you are outside advocating say MPs nyoma mo ye bi ho no ma enye and when you call parliament one ma look at the attitude and demeanor mo say konwa mo say microphones mo say tables now mo swa ye keke mo say some journalists are turning against the minority. Me, I'm not that way. You see, sir, Ghana is a rule of law. Parliament is a rule of law. Makers of law. Makers of law. Which means, sir, your 1992 constitution, answer the judges in the to me. A parliament in a shamrano, you people will make the law, then judiciary will interpret the laws that you have already made. So if you are makers of law, mo shamra, namuna mo shamrano, more than the class 3 kwala, ye obi ko ye, asan kwala ye spoon fidium, then you spoil the properties of the government, the state properties. And then they suspend him. The minority comes out with a press release said they do not agree with the suspension. Like seriously. And then after you tell me, sir, you are trying to help the government to be in position. And you have some questions I will be so good. I was there. 6 good hours. 6 hours, 30 something minutes. From 1 p.m. to 6:38. Getting to 7. It was some of them where there be one kind of a money actually. As a democratic country, and then we think say we are very happy with what we are doing. 0247258158. Near Elko Parliament, Rajon Chene Den. Minumia near Kotoaba, me about me to be. You can say VM, Agent Laimu, the kind of every day on the 7th, no year program. My cameraman, my crew had to stop because they are democratic citizens. They had to stop. Eko di laimu ebi faka bre eko to aba just to make our governance, our democracy beautiful. But what are you doing in parliament? It is preposterous and disgrace. Say a parliamentarians will be in an appointment committee and be throwing blows, be using, sorry to use the word, filthy words, filthy languages. I say, yeah, attack you, Obi. Bring it on. And I'm ready for you. Those words, I'm minority leader. How can you tell a nominee say, oh, you want to bring it on, bring it on. We will see where to go. It is wrong. I said, 1 minute Nipano, and you see, let me tell you something. Now, I am running, whether the appointment committee likes it or not. Say, yeah, Verti Obi. Now, also on pray any day. If the voting doesn't go well, we see parliament by what? Voice voting or secret voting. And you know, sir, yeah, the parliament say, yeah, voting, say nipa near power. Now, NDC have 188, a 2/3 of parliament. So without the minority, they can still vote and get their way through it. And then they'll get their ministers. So the kind of bombarding questions, some of the meaningless questions you are asking state resources in Amos said, who waste your time. It is true, sir, since 1992, democracy shas, this is the first ever time appointment committee is in a hurry to form a government. Like more bomb and I contempt. It is true. But the fact, sir, and you see, let me gather for Mamicho idea. On my near Chichiro. Former appointment committee, that is Nana Danko Akufo-Addo in the government. Emra Keno Foriata, ye as Minister of Finance designate, no converting, because of say, Odi 2 days under the vetting into the idea and the intention is to make some of the ministers, because yesterday, from the attitude and demeanor, parliament, I think your case, and they said, no, but say Kokujo top black echo. And a man was somebody. So 2 days. Sam George, the same thing, and no person Sam George. Mita Kando, Then the same thing, but because of say there was a heat movement in it, you know, almost share that mita kind of within 30 minutes. No, there are some kind of people in parliament. And this far, I said the minority has stuck them. Say you made our government not successful, so we'll make sure say we'll drill you and wash it be. His Excellency, I will say, Obi unfair, any unfair, my main calling chain. That is the same topic we're going to talk about. Now, you nearby, but offer. I'll give you the headway for you also to talk. Number no air 0247 258 158 0247 258 158. And then, and I want parliament. In the air of parliament, you know, are you okay with the appointment committee? I will be online. So I'm fan. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Maybe I can say free.
Hello, good morning. Morning.
Apani Jahuna would say, oh, TV, no, so I'm going to phone. We didn't maybe I can say free.
And friend me, Eric Akoto.
If I just see your fellow saying,
Friend me, Eric Akoto.
oh my God.
Eric Akoto.
All right, Mr. Akoto Kasani Anko.
Hello.
Mr. Akoto Kasani Anko. Hello, Timinka. 0247 258 158. Hello, good morning. His Excellency.
Yes.
Mwakwaba.
Yeah, minia.
Boko dear.
Bibia dadi.
All right.
Michia shefo ne obia na pay.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. It's 0247 258 158. The question of parliament, you know, what is your take under the appointment committee? The minority and the majority with a clash. Yes, senior money are there. Sometimes you delay a month for under the vet, you know. But me a friend watch our dream. Offer lower TV, you know. Your Excellency.
Yes.
Now, what is happening in Parliament?
Yes.
Are you okay as a democratic and a seasoned politician?
Yes.
Sir, parliamentarians are yet to abide the amount. Now I'm passing through the process to the stand of say, and you've become an MP because you are swearing in.
Yes.
Now, you are drum, you work appointment committee to vet the nominees for a government to the extent of say, I say, personal attacks. Yes, say state a Japadi. After yes, any suspending so minority say they don't agree with that. Now, what is in general, in your own perspective way, the landscape, you know, currently the happenings in Parliament, you know, what is your take on that?
Thank you so much. I think that the leadership have failed. Leadership of the vetting committees have failed. And then people are not waking up to understand that campaign is over. You went through things that you could say on a campaign platforms. You cannot say it once you are being sworn in. You go through the process of Ghanaians giving you the nod to be a member of parliament. You going through the member of parliament. You've been sworn in as a member of parliament. And then, you know, when MPs are before they are being sworn in, they go through an orientation.
Yes, of course.
You know, I'm aware because my father was a member of parliament from 92 to 2000. I've been around a lot of, you know, I know what it takes to, they go through their orientation. They show them how to dress, you know, how you should look, how you should present yourself, what you should say, even to the extent that even how to use cutleries, even in public, how you should carry yourself. I know of a lady that trains, I mean, that's part of the orientation. Things that you are not supposed to say, how to present your, I mean, they go through the different stages of the orientation that, you know, and once you are also in the house, your behavior, what you should do. I mean, you cannot get up and take cocoa and tie in a bag and rubber and go and sit in the chamber while the speaker is there, you are drinking cocoa. Even what I won't say, I mean, you have to do things in an appropriate way. So also getting the opportunity to be a member of a vetting committee is an opportunity for you to show whether you have the country at heart. You do postmortem to get to know the knowledge of who the president has chosen, get to know what they are bringing on board, where they will go. You know, it's so sad that you see, they'll ask a Ghanaian child who is maybe a
but I know about chi no
yebebusa Ghanaian akora say ede na pese onyi a wo ye
abrofo na
yeah obusa abrofo nkwara te say bia 6 years 5 years 4 years 3 years pese me astronaut me pese me ye eduro bi a onuma onwu da be say chi akwara a we ekwa ss na busa no ka se pese me ko no amo pese me ko ye mutuo akwara ne be ka cho say but who guys nkwara kidu bi ebusa omo do about 5-year-old. I don't know if you saw the trending video. Catch any teacher say, "Professor, I'm robber."
I make
what you say? And I buy you no professor.
But there's a video na nkwala bi ze bi some say, "Also, professor here police." Na teacher bi say, "Adan." Or say, "Send you do on mo be parkwell."
You know. So all I'm the me imagine say MPs no I think omru free omo and I'm feel some more boarding school. Behaving because the way I behaving, you know,
it's really preposterous.
At the same inquiry, matter China toys are more ninja who are more said with you. Because a man who made the idea I trust made in China. Me caught China more crana me caught Mundruno, Daddy, this is Chinese made. Where no, yes, Otona and Apoca doing, you know, I say about American brand, German brand toys now. I'm going to show you say crana and Pentium. The same thing the MPs no behavior, no, whether they are made in China, MPs. Or they are real British politicians. Say ye baby at the British and I'm a yes, na mwenya kunya ushe kra senior say ushe the British omo parliament na say America for the no mu busa questions. Ye busa questions average Ghanaian to hono mo otimu sampa the president can make the right choice or the right caliber. Well, choosing the right caliber of people. And aside the confidence, any hope, MIA said the president has made the right choice.
Exactly.
Now, when your opportunity, now member of parliament, Abetanasia, you are asking him his source of income. Were they not feeding before they came to parliament?
I don't know the kind of questions.
And then you are punching hole to the extent, Kras say, Nipanaka se me yere.
Taking care of me. Also say
now Ubusa said like how you retire tax. What has that got to do with you? What has that got to do with the house? Then the most important thing is say, Emrane say any answer na un contest MP cry and file no say Krubi for also declare assets. Eka o pick form na eka ho. Yato so aba no answer na one sign ye me the yama appointment no so no o de obi bia e declare what you say odo receive no bibia echo presidency no I think we declare assets and so and the any income oko IRS ekoje with tax your friend is saying with tax clearance is also part of it na nipa na be certain questions are unnecessary what did they mention as no so all I'm trying to say is say they failed and I'm say me bo Alban Bagbin Abaso I want to applaud the speaker. He has really shown say he's in control of the house. What say Bagbin actually say
I didn't think I will bought a speaker about
because the suspension came very swiftly. Suspending them for 2 weeks and he wasn't there's no political bias. What you say? So I think say yes. He has shown that he's in control because to see members of parliament we could have table mu now we detail akonya esiso and another prenum were behaving like Binduri daycare nkwara.
Ati one ya suspend you no. Dafiamapo.
Another pray. There's another
Jerry Shipe.
Yes.
And Gushegu MP no.
Yes, he was the MPA. He was the former MPA chief executive.
So these are the
I think something Tampuli, right?
I
think he was a former MPA who I really admire a lot.
So 3 from the minority,
yes,
and 1 from the majority side.
Yes.
And then the famous deputy,
yes,
majority chief whip.
Yes. They didn't comport them. You see, I want the people to understand to say, NDC, you are in control.
That I share so many video now.
Yes.
Emra omo access senkunyani ade na at least Ghana phone and hwe no mo denje reja phone na enche by 10:20 meyi phone line for one fra because ye pese no ye discussion and na ye bia ma o fellow no ne e course of parliament ukwo sa wie ukwo dia agina wiem sa light to we aba no na appointment committee dia course yes say Ghana japade wo no as MPs member of parliament no Only say when you want I don't know. Yes, you can continue.
Yes, so-
but video mami.
And then I also want to congratulate Mahama Yarga. He did very, very well. He really showed, say, not only has he matured up to a certain level in politics, he has also showed, say, the opportunity now, Omodiama Onomama Yarga to be the majority leader in parliament. No? He's really a seasoned politician. You know, the difference between book knowledge, home knowledge, common sense. What he has here. He won't any political colors. He put the interests of the house, their dignity, their pride, their demeanor, conduct as members of parliament, you know, was smeared. But he took control. We shall send you swiftly the way na Mama Yarga kase catch say macho behavior. I mean, he begged them in terms of composing themselves, in terms of humbling themselves, in terms of carrying themselves. The begging was even more than the speech that he did, which is shameful. Emma, your friend is saying, a vetting committee, you know. And another thing, I mean, who's the NDC for be undermine the committee chairman MP, know that he's so soft.
Is it Ayafo?
Ayafo.
Honor majority leader.
No. May come minority.
Minority, yeah, after your marking.
There be, yeah, majority.
Majority, yeah, here for.
Yes, and here for majority.
Majority leader, and
yes.
honor a chairman for the appointment committee.
Yes, and I think say Obiambon say masa man no. And ye you are in control. His composure, he's showing say he's matured. He's showing say for the fact that you are in government doesn't mean say you should intimidate the opposition. For the fact that when you sit there as a father, you are father for all. International community, what is the matter? Ghanaians are watching, the youth are watching, the generation are watching. If for the fact say don't behave, when they make immediate behavior, you know, sir, rascal, street life. No. That is how he's able to put everybody to control. That to control Obia. You see, Nyamiya wa drum now your opportunity to lead, to supervise, or to sit on certain seat. Okay, you must take the political colors out and put the interests of the country first. And then, if minority, entimi and punchy holes and your postmortem, then there's no need they should sit there. Okay, and you should be grateful. Say minority account table no one, and that is where you candidate no. You should be great. That is how you are able to questions. You are able to tell Ghanaians what you are made of. You are able to tell Ghanaians what to be catcher Ghana for. As during the vetting committee questions nebusano. That is why you tell Ghanaians I'm the right person. President Echusu. President I'm making mistake and choose me. To say Sam George. Sam George proved say. There was a trap being set for Sam George. So then the Bubu was sorry. But he didn't fall for it. What you say? And the best questions questions are able questions are intimidation. Now the way a candidate over answer. It means when you go to the ministry, you be tolerant. One
eye suspending on money Dafiamakpo, another pray. Alhassa Tampuli.
Yes.
And then Jerry Ahmed.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Yes.
And he has suspended him.
And such suspension when Senka Krobi is serious crana, this kind of suspension no crano, they'll be calling for your resignation.
From parliament.
From parliament.
That means you can be the speaker can be petitioned.
Besides even the suspension, no.
All right, all right. The Ebusia, any wow, share LATV, ABA when you be yes, you could see. Minim baby o TV ni but enkrofo na o mo suit na mo baby ya twetwe table o no ye minority ena majority ba ko pe ono se batakele no wo da fe mepo ena the new MP or parliament onya 1 month impo Jerry wager, and that is where I have a problem. Fresh cry, but because of say minority ni any numbers in T ena onim de nti ye di ba ba ye second deputy minority chief whip. So you have the platform say open me atras be
majority and
minority.
Okay.
Jerry Ahmed Shaib.
Okay.
Onu na first time in parliament o. Onu no page table no. Abutu no. On say.
Forgotten said that table no. Taxpayers money.
Taxpayers money. That is the problem.
If they tell you the amount of money they use this Sikawe, this
gadget,
it's in millions of cities.
any microphones na yes sir no.
Yes, I think
for what?
Omuntitin from market to not only the cost of it should be borne by Omuntitin from market to
Okay, eti asem na wo kai si ano any message about from parliament ewo ho but am say wo hwe ba me ka de wo kan yan say yan tim frame no speaker say nipa fo we mo say enyoma no oma ba ye estimate no hu e ka na ewo mu no obete fi bia salary mu.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Aseme down.
Good. That is what I was expecting. Even after that, Yen Drago privilege committee.
Oh yes, and then they have also been directed to privilege committee and speaker at the letter Mark Clark said yes. On reporting case in my police. Good. So officially Clark and also the letter call.
Good.
Police.
So the police will invite them if there's a need for prosecution. They can prosecute, and the prosecution is maybe I am placing government of the day. Attorney General can charge them for destruction of public property, and then individuals who can they can charge them for assault. Who's a certain crimes be? So obi whether upon police chiwa wa assault obi whether uchi nipa na wa peniso one peniso you can be prosecuted. Adia police here and say video we can be a witness to the judge. And obi volunteer say yes ampa we so we atade mu. There was an assault. They'll prosecute somebody. Prosecution, you necessarily be prison. They can give you a suspended sentence. And they charge you a fine. So what happened at a parliament is so sad. You know, what happened in parliament is so sad. You know, the daycare, the Binduri daycare center for toddlers, they don't behave that way. What did they mention? They behave, God. But Sebi man no da seminar so NBA and yes what she suit on when you are privileged to be at certain wedding or wedding beer you have to comport and compose yourself. So what you are sorry them they said the oko party oko club so what they meeting us so and omo behavior is so sad. It's so sad say a whole member of parliament ya to swaba now waba parliament when your opportunity say busa nipa no nyansa ne hu say nyans enimidie be na president tu so no kwa woko no na adwene sen ebi kwa na certain answers no kura be questions kura be san asset na adwene mbabu no ehu a na mo twi tables mo twi to say their friend say school kwara ye de aduane bone ya bro mo ewo aduane omo mpe e de abro mo dining hall a omo protesting Ian it's so sad. I mean, and it reflects me in other countries. Who say members of Omutimi Tunkonya, a bomb, no more brom, or used to walk in.
Last 4 years after that chaotic scene, and also voting, no more paper.
Yes,
near to MP Oba Eselosu. Akwakotena mita kanda so say enyo sit me ma like what is going on yes let's my question
that was an assault that was a sexual beside there was a whole lot of her and akando yire betimi no unja betimi assume ma me no akando so betimi assume for sexual harassment because no ten so no say ebia na ya akando de say ma no da so say kura na ne be ma abremu say bre kura no ebi kura no kura ma me ne tena so kura na ebi kura no so ne ho aba ebi a osela kura ho ba ni kunu so betimi asiu ni kunu so
akando
ni kunu so betimi atu akando so there are so many things that call it was very unparliamentary.
The question I'm asking is are we serious as you need to say your mind yes democracy can mama nkabi no say na abrochire US
abrochire ntesa
say no mo ye na because omo na yesua can mama nkabi in film say no mo ye can mama nkabi no to the extent of say parliament ye be say enyoma ye ntene nyoma as o ka say ya me wi am dey me press release obi a speaker as suspending conform the minority leader say or reject speaker decision. Is that how we do democracy?
Well, politics it's very trickish. Before they come and say they go to the chamber, both leadership and agree. There are certain candidates they compromise and say, look, busa obia questions bebre no. Ebia ko say within 1 to 4 busa questions bebre mo man ko 3 and they will also stand say we candidate we to say abla kwa no money Sam George mo the vocal ones, no, no matter how they negotiate, they say, as for this guy, we are going to grill them, won't let them go. You know, business of
no,
the...
but even if all grilling, not the grilling will be that a you phone line free so all grilling, not all grilling based on na juma ya the man so na meye and then you may be or cassetia the past government. I have no problem, but let's dive into a personal to say okay or yere otua tax adwuma be na yere ye hwan na hwe usika na ya he e ba se no nya sika we oka loan adentina equipment of us or access any ade. Was it necessary for the Ghanaians ye te wona ye twa say move forming government hu hia for that questions
when there was no DNA or Chroma has said no, and the only way to know self papa mammy is going to politics.
Sir.
Yes, when there was no DNA, and no be who say papa no, and who say ampa o mammy really not o papa hormone or nyem wo, and I say adopted. So politics they be who say papa kra no, whether no or you adopt and no you nkwa and I say so politics will let them know what sin will be bia. And I think say yes, and you know public to contribute certain vital info opponents. Do obi or no didn't enamkra will provide your certain secrets outside the picture and now certain in to the vetting committee. So, but what happened? People have the right to ask a lot of questions and answer question biana once you are given, but there are certain that is very personal. So when a man comes out to say, "My wife take good care of me," every man's wife
takes good care of
their husbands, and then there is not a man no kase or no one 2 billion who you want see the there are industrious, there are well trained, professional, substantial women and achievable women. Well, a lot of some women are breadwinners. You remember, you see, MP Wakatu, you are saying 15,000 a month. Now you take a car note, you take home about 6,000. Entity BBA Enkono. Now, Uchi V8, 7 out is a common. You spend about 200 Ghana a day. That's on diesel to go and come.
That is, I don't pay a wow.
That's averagely.
Average now.
Now, when you're a good politician, now if you're a communist, you run rounds, whatever you now, you spend about 300 Ghana a day on average. You spend about 4 gallons of diesel a day. So, month, you say, and son obedidi. And unfortunately, no, I was saying, assemblyman, more powerful than a member of parliament. Assemblyman, mona musisi momentum, money through the local government, what have you. MP comes to make laws, amend laws. But unfortunately, no, yes, not the developmental projects either. I can MP who so whereby roads and everything. But MP now also lobby your colleagues to get those projects back home. But we pay school fees. Una wait ya. Ubi want nearby.
Yes, Excellency. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, touch the course of appointment committee. No, me say like me say Ghana from how patriotic you are. Say. Irrespective of no matter political affiliation, what happened? A seasoned politician like you, will you condemn it? And if you are condemning it, in which manner are you condemning them and giving them a warning? Say, hey, you are taxpayer sika, and yes, and your man or your privilege because who make me a MP, make me a MP. I acquaint no man no more. The first one be MP in Chile say, who him the any answer saying. Yeah, anampacho man can
yes,
and you know, Kansabe na beka actually this MPC ya ya democracy no I say just one no ya we did ya tell say you say eh kema min kabi
you say they see no esre asifim esan reho what you say depends on the angle that you are coming from. If I look at behavior no attitude now, like I keep telling you no, I think say leadership are failing parliament but Alban Bagbin are redeeming ono as Bagbin as speaker as omo papa omo leader omo bibiano in terms of swiftly decisions that were taken in suspending them and also no what director say and reporting my police no what have you, but me can security at the vetting side no omo failing to take the policemen. I don't know whether the policemen were people that part of the security details that were sitting there or there were some of the appointees no personal security and I say
the appointment committee one, no personal security is there. Marshals of Parliament and a Ghana Police Service.
Yes. Yes.
And to personal security no. We are MP Kwana Oba kwatena sana so ojirabonti. Ye mane me emba mo sign.
Yeah, but maybe the next time almost say sa anya atwom ne nsem hunu no almost MP say yenya wo. Almost this nsem hunu no no yenya wo mo. Yenya wo no mo nko. Mo obi ampata wo mo. Na omumuro mo because mo se mo aso mo ya MP say omonko me krom ye ko ayempata wo
mo fire
ya nti yenya ya bono the person me who say ya bo obi yes yen test am if that is the way they want to go because enye ahode enye macho na de oba parliament enye gloves na de oba parliament enye taekwondo na de oba parliament so if you want to exhibit that yenya wo no monko ye head no ho ye de ne because it was so sad say ade ye hu ho no I mean o my disgracing mind it was uncalled for it's not necessary okay so musa
ade amoya international world we are seeing now chamu
ye can vetting wa officer wa bre no ye ma committee na I think say in future no they should when they are giving opportunity of both parties now they should select more so that obra or they should give time limits ebi abetena so 2 hours after 2 hours no ma we betena so so I think say the vetting committee member you appoint to it shouldn't be a permanent seat say you are permanently I think say daily or the clerk should make it in such a way that daily they are selecting people now watch roading and even the kind of questions krana obebusa krano it should be tabled to the chairman both you know who's obebusa question way then they will allocate certain time for you in the answer na maintenance every candidate be ano or beba no candidate A me your friend say bebusa question way so that to be on the vetting committee chairman's table so that mobana ya who say you already know what some so busa question so that both parties both minority and majority will have both names and questions of or we say individually so I think it's a learning point
so say the type of questions I will be sakran yeah also will list wo vetting committee member no now they call clerk near who the kind of questions
normally at table am a chairman
yes the questions will be unnecessary and
yes. With that I know who's okay we do 2 hours after 3 hours no or so before from bed to avoid them saying say they are tired they are lazy MPs are lazy our Ghanaian MPs are very lazy because for the fact that we are champion 24-hour economy so we are the majority so I think say the vetting could have gone on cratel side
because the majority were not complaining it was the minority who were complaining
yes
and nina say obia na owo vetting committee so no is entitled to 2 or 3 questions
yes
apart from the heads majority leader chairman any minority leader
yes
and more unlimited questions and there questions beyond person be to be there but only mean you say there should be a duration say the amount of be unlimited questions maybe within 2 hours be some questions in every then say you be giant ma the baba ko be 4 hours yesterday I was in parliament appointment committee na me wo bi okuyo tabla kwetena ase no na exactly 1 p.m. and otenase no questions which were coming in now no me say be 2:30 there no mu na ma wie any ejade ma afenyo markings so from 2:30 to 6:30 4 good hours
but my question also is that does the vetting committee has to be done at only a particular committee? We can have 6, 8, 10 vetting committees at different places of vetting ministers vetting appointees. We can have 4, 5 rooms. It means they are vetting 5 ministers at a go, at a point, because Parliament has the capability, even if it is use the conference center. I am saying this because so the leadership of the NDC will also look at it and say, yeah, 24-hour economy now. It should also live. They should live by exemplary of it. Say, it's a way of planting it, 24-hour economy, or showing it through the vetting committees, so that you say, you have a time limit. Every appointee shouldn't exceed 2 hours or 3 hours. Sandwich mo questions no ema ba 3 or so free hono so yemfa say o ma set bi wo conference rooms na wo Parliament House na 5 maybe o ma send the 3 akọ conference center it means anase ye be the first shift on be yakoze enyumre ana omu committee ni we na another committee about
so one thing about you say democracy ni say whilst the appointment committee vetting, you know, Parliament is also at work.
Yes.
Was anyway now vetting, no Parliament was in session as speaker. Now on other MPs, you know,
yes.
Our chamber,
Yes.
Juma
Yes.
business of the
Yes.
day.
Yes.
And to say, you can say you're increasing this idea. That means Parliament will not work. It's only the appointment committee because the more now you expand, you know, the more members will be on it. You have 5 ABA constitute almost about 11 or 14. So 14 times 5 of the appointment committee. That's a MPs do now.
You were 276.
6.
Now, appointment committee members, say.
I think Mrani said there should be 11.
Good. So even out of 275 constituencies, 276 constituencies. Now, we are MPP MPs in USA.
88.
And NDC MP.
188.
So if out of its members or some minority, how many people?
Minority, I will say there be majority. It also say minority. Minority
Yes.
can be 4 or 5.
Yes.
And then majority will be either 6 or 7.
So you can have 5 committees going on anapa. Or maybe 5 committees. Ebe ye juma anapa. We are certain hours. After so they will go back to they will release them to go back to the chamber and a new set. I mean, we can be creative and not limit. Yeah, you need to say what we are as a deaf chamber one way. We can have double lanes working at the same time. Now with the schedule, no, it be retire certain hours be an local parliament. They relieve you and somebody else will come and sit. Minority be provided on the side. So there won't be a monopoly. That is how people are able to punch holes. Say, Yama committee, Wesika. You always say different here. The mentality say, Oma Jessica on the side and Sana. Omo a pass, Omo and asset, Omo ye softening the grounds. No. We all would have been a thing of the past. But they see
Serious, Your Excellency.
I mean, yes, I was sitting imagine, say, will be the microphone. Every shoe be I mean, they were crossing such line.
Oh yeah, they crossed.
Yes.
Because unim, I'm not Thursday me call you know.
Yes.
Na Mita Kando Abba.
Yes.
Honorable Mita Kando, Minister for Health designate.
Yes. Yes.
Albert Nancy. Honor escalation is starting after some judge
they are the 3 bad boys.
Yes.
Mita Kando health sector. Or Diomo Sheje pa no more. Sam George. Who said these are the 3
hardcore
and a Mutalaka who know what have you. I mean, these are the hardcore that held the MPP in government by the balls.
And Mita Kando buy you know. And minority leader say there be Omabre. They are there for the day. And a Jerry new MP are making. Eko Jina Mita Kando chain trying to push him say
yes.
Montrase. Then the NDC MPs when them push him say you are that been about parliament a season long term MP. Obala chance Montrase because of the when your opportunity about appointment committee. And the one that they etokwano. E sha se na da fe me punching kakra man one na mu say ujaf de as e odi ehun bi epie fro e no me so table mu a another pre peja akonya di see e na another MP enso peja akonya say what is it
but the actual fact is no do you know certain action they don't mean it to o ma say nkwara school nkwara no
but yeah mo
it went off
we are seeing na hwam yen mu bi ye kondo say so ba be parliamentarians
yes
we are the political shows in here up to now 20 good years of my career I've been a seasoned journalist under politics and you say me call me here keko
yes
one day I also want to be an MP
yes
I also want to become a politician a season 1
yes
and it's a me show ni ye ni ade awo ye na politics in Yakono.
Yes.
Mami.
Yes.
Because me can you say me a political science.
Okay.
Me a political science. And you know what you are doing, you know. And kolane bano e dey no musua free mu. Oh, and they say a parliament e bet me abobo asum. Ana yes and make
na say MP.
Was it to be?
Oh, na say
vote near the
MP abona asum da. Okay, say MPB I think under Kufo or under Atamils in Parliament it happened. MPW me refinity kura very popular MP say omo born asum okay MP bi bo obi asum opa
me kai ba me ref MP
Yes,
oh
yes.
yeah na be say me recollect
I remember the something I
esas ba hin
on the born
Aye,
asum
aye,
or jasum born the colleague MP honomo so it has happened before.
and I say what I so
I think is he still in parliament?
some say ahin e wo e da so ahini or da so
Yeah, in America. Ahin some ahin is different from ahin.
ahin
I think he was a deputy minister for.
and he's no more in parliament.
No, a deputy minister. Kramer Collins, that baby.
I works at housing.
Works in housing. Very popular member of parliament. Who's also a hard guy. Oh, anyway.
But so far, my maybe so measures bang and on my parliament and put it in place so that this things will not be because on the 6th January 2020 yeah to abani we yeah 2021 on the 6th January 2021 and yeah so a new speaker bagbe okay say almost vote secret voting no
and also I think ever ballot
Carlos I think every year no yes she blows and no na for muni fa so military for boru aho I said around say military because the parliament has their marshals.
Yes.
We thought say they learn something from there and ka omo nyesua de hunu amba say floor anticulum now ye dey free chamber no they enclose in term wa ye dey appointment committee.
Chief,
what are the measures?
Chief, unfortunately there will always be heckling in parliament.
For the one
there will always be at a point physical altercation in parliament. They will always be there. But is to as to how extending the name. Say we are chi, we are tidy, we are boy, we are trust or two idea boy and it's part and parcel of the political heat.
You see the problem I'm having is another umpire went to parliament and made a complaint to speaker say acting CEO for is it petroleum said then ref MFA.
Yes.
After so a silly boy.
Yes.
It's young friend to chamber na yam punishing. Emma majority for cry sorry yeah the firm of communal guys apologize on her behalf. After that the following day no yes or no complain say obi so a silly boy no. Every paja akonya. Danny table. So does it mean the word the woman you say a silly boy? Does it vindicate the woman?
Oh, when the MPs and politicians are together, they behave like I told you, no. They behave like your friend said. They behave like a guitar schoolboy. Some will see you, and I almost not behave to say omoko and tako. But sometimes we refuse say. I mean, omo boys. Yes, and say hunu nyomudi. Sort of them but the problem and the reality is that sometimes grand it be a joke. We be to say akwawe MPA.
Mahunu. No, or be a deputy minister for trade.
No, be a minister for trade and son Oko.
Katie
Hammond. Somebody like
the deputy minister na Katie Hammond.
So having five of MPP Katie Hammond and have so there are some people they joke with everything. When they are serious. So it's just who they are. It's part and parcel of the game.
But it's not affecting the economy. It's not affecting the day-to-day affairs of government, what they are doing now. And even if say parliament a place of record,
yes,
we mean business. We are putting or shaping government. Say on my Ghana citizens and Obenya Hontoswo ni ade no. Ni e kwani si e cracky jokes ni ade ne. Ye go fa eja ko le win. Kwani mo acrobat mo ni ade mo ngogo ni ehun say the day no is for comedy.
A comedian is a president in Ukraine. He's a big time comedian, but at least he has been brave to fight Russia. And I'm a
so what is Zelensky as
a comedians. Comedian let me the president, but was shocking Crawford. He's been brave. Watch the other side. Who's a one okay? I mean we have some Kobebu. No way. But everybody agrona atiafa ho dia agora. But in moving forward, the politicians sometimes behave it the same kwara. And there are times that they are serious. But the truth of the matter is they have failed. Omo feel, especially if you look at circumstances now, omo the core opposition, MP for the core oppositions. No, some of the vetting committee members, they want to square. They want to square. They want to ask questions. Mo the target here corruption. We said here, but unfortunately, that is not the grounds. To square say be Sam George, can say against the government and a tall Ghanaians are more normally co-opposition. It won't solve what because it's transcend to Nkrofobotomu, their standard of living. So what I say, so we banchi, near Casa Banchi na mo abaning ya. It doesn't matter how Okase banchi ne ya banchi abana na mori. The banchi abana say banchi. So you cannot use that to ask the individual. You can say on concourse kasemo. No kasena branch. So some of the, and it's not everything that politicians we say that we can prove it, but it is common sense and logic and the reality that is happening that backs it for it to make sense, not bringing the evidence on the table. For instance, Okujato was asked on producing evidence against, if you look at the angle that Afenyo Marco was coming from, he was okay. So I say me a cromfua, baby, I'm going there. So all that, it wasn't, that place is not a vetting committee was not a place for personal square or vindictiveness or showing macho or okay, you've come to the table to sit, your fate is in my hands. Sanka the same. Sanka they now can't say me say no same. No.
Maybe so the same way. Now, say appointment committee, Eka say yam veto. Yam veto. Does it dysfunction the appointee na juma obabeya na on minister na
immediately the president appoints you say occupy a certain number of positions and now occupy positions where automatically president invested some powers
in you. Okay,
now you are going to the vetting committee to go and get approval from an institution or a body or an arm of government, or make sure say nipa na president choose this vested no, or the power ni be say no kon or just approval no. Are you competent? Any criminal record? Do you have what it takes? Is there any charges? If somebody is supposed to say you've been a rapist before, you've a petition about say you've been in prison before, a petition about say you are not fit, what embezzled that there's case against you, so that in the wisdom of the committee members, they will approve or they will disagree. Even when you are rejected, you find say enka NDC what power na minority na majority. And the whole government, government of the day, we are minority. They can use their numbers in the chamber there to block you. But the president has a window.
With executive instrument.
Go and act.
Okay.
Acting minister, acting this, and you can act.
So the appointment committee, whether they reject you or not, still you can still be in your position.
It says DC. So I'm reject you about two. President Betty Marco acting as the acting.
DC.
Yes, it happened in my constituency in Boko.
So a group of vetting committee is a group of individuals responsible for carefully reviewing and evaluating the suitability of candidates for a particular position.
Thank you.
Typically by examining their qualification,
thank you,
background, and character to ensure they meet the necessary standard before being approved or appointed.
Yes.
So that means it shouldn't be about personal scores.
Yes.
It shouldn't be about your personal.
Yes.
And why you're outside.
But when it comes to political appointment, your qualification, it's an open window. Are they talking qualification in terms of your education, your certificate? Did you pass? Are they talking about your qualification? Are you a specialist on it? Are they talking about but when it comes to political appointments, you're blind. When it comes to education, contesting an election is blind. Excuse my language, say any lunatic can be appointed to go blind, excuse my language with your indulgence, crippled, disabled, can be appointed so occupy any position. It's a political position. But a professional said they cannot let a carpenter enquire doctor. So unko theater. What I say? Yentimi Emma. So there are practical qualifications. Ntina, who's a doctor's area, mobile in-house. So a surgeon, surgically in a muya, moody nurse, doctor nechi, na mo practice it. What you say? So as engineering, so no we kura na osan ya apprentice, ukoye adwuma practical. So it depends on the angular vetting committee, no, what they are vetting. It's a general vetting committee,
Okay.
not necessary. And the vetting can also be kura say oko interview kura no. And say oko interview, omama wa adwuma no. Be veto ahe, we qualify. So as political appointment, parliament, na the only institution a veto omo. So I think say yes. Once politically the mawa, there's a political blindness is those vetting you, and then there is another political on the opponent making sure say they disgrace the president, said the honorable is incompetent.
So minority rejecting the suspension of MPs 3 no, as a speaker nyadwena speaker endane na no with immediate effect no quality on bank no, is it a right procedure?
I think when the speaker does that, he has shown speaker told that side that he has shown a sign of weakness. Speaker
a sign of
weakness.
So Ojituma.
Yes, a speaker Ojituma say what take it. You see, when you are given leadership position, right? Before you take certain decision, you should think about it. You should take a certain decision. And I believe that when Parliament is taking certain decision, Speaker is taking that decision. I don't think he takes the decision alone. They look at the books. I'm sure say he takes on any other colleagues no, and I say in his wisdom of experience, no, you don't just take a decision. Any man, say me atubiga, like I'm giving an example. What I was saying behind how I was chastising my former party and the MPP, how I was chastising the former president for not doing what he was doing. It's a decision that I took, say, even if they were to put the neck, I mean, yeah, the secret air to me conqueror. That is my belief. That is what I gave me against the NDC. NDC enko IPAC. NDC air press conferences. Instead of somebody says he can't be mambabu no, we ma grass, we ma food soldiers, and I'm going to talk kodia, me can't kodia. Election akodia to say be a mobeto more motorbikes, mobeto more bicycles, mobeto more phones. Eddie among Crawford on the police station. Eddie Ayejumano. I get where I'm coming from.
I'm listening.
I took the decision. Say one, I may be suspended. I was ready for it. And then will I get results? I was pushing. Say and today, I didn't pull back. So say come pull it back. Ene ebianka party ni enye reforms. I better reward babuno. Some hold the positions. Young rewarded national executives and regional executives, some hold the position. So and are not them when they were taking those decisions. They are MPs, seasoned decisions. They politicians. They know say Subaya me you bet me proud be.
And my main kind release in Kakrama.
Okay.
Let's say the minority nika so that you can just oppose it with one summer worker. Etino where minority caucus no or say suspension of 3 members of parliament in the minority caucus. The decision by the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban S.K. Bagbin, on Friday, 31st January 2025, to suspend 3 distinguished members of Parliament of the New Patriotic Party, Honourable Frank Anodompe in Sauma Dojiri, Honourable Alhassan Sulemana Tampuli Gushegu, and Honourable Jerry Ahmed Shaib Wejagbawe, is an unfortunate overreach of parliamentary authority, a blatant display of selective justice, and an attack on the democratic principles that underpin our legislative process. The event that transpired during the vetting of ministerial nominees were born out of deep-seated frustrations regarding the conduct of proceedings, the disregard for due process, and the majority attempt to railroad decisions without consensus building. Parliament, by its very nature, is a forum of robust debate and passionate deliberation. The unfortunate incident that led to minor property damages, where they know minor property damages, was not a planned disruption, but a manifestation of the growing tension caused by the majority and their members, and the failure of the chairman of the appointment committee to exercise impartiality. The Speaker's decision to literally suspend these 3 MPs without due process is accordance with the provisions enshrined in Standing Orders 130 A and B without an opportunity for them to be heard under Article 19 of the Constitution. It's okay, or Pacha said the Speaker did not do it in a good favor or good faith rather no I say or sideline majority no and na ono de do I didn't see any minority for bebre majority for bebre do also so ba ko pe no na count and chairman no and anya na dwuma ye na omatrase abre enyoma no mo say kwanya nyoma bia shed that doors bia minor property like mpaso de make out mase de the way afenyoma ka echo no so we enya de bia nti o say suspend obi na o say from kra utie this speech from the minority caucus na who say
I think say after thought and they realize say omo di nsem hu no omo ye nkwara asem
more fire
omo ye nyachum omo di omo akoye omo ye dishonorable omo behavior omo ye agboguloshi behavior omo ye kantamanto behavior omo ye kokombe behavior
I'm gonna get the phone na ye pe
omo ye bukombe nku behavior omo ye friend say school kita boys behavior omo di nsem hu na enye unparliamentary omo agu oman no ho efi but do they know say what they did over there in committee akọ say bodily harm obi be any betimi apai obi ti betimi apai imagine say okujato ni ti the way shine a skin enyi bi anim no bi aboso ta ebetu moja
oh god
so I mean you see it's unfortunate or no afenyo market twede look just even somebody can shove somebody even shock what the chaotic who say na man panic you know and it's so sad to say they should rather be apologizing to the masses, apologizing to the country, apologizing to some mass smear the image of our country. They should rather be apologizing for the dishonorable behavior. They should rather be apologizing. Said the Oma show exemplary of self-restraint. Oma the Subano mo dead. Oma she kutu pase even an officer crabeti me who outside there and to manhandle Ghanaians because they are even supposed to act professionally. How much more members of parliament amokrano physical abuse and physical attacks and you speak your guns and everything are shot through your mouth and use your brain to think wisely, speak wisely and shoot your thought through your mouth through a speaker. Through the microphone for a speaker to accept it or not to accept it, for the clerks to put it on record. So it will be on record that once upon a time there was a minority who lost election portal and they came back and they had opportunity to vet the majority
supreme
majority that won election that to the extent say everybody days in the country but they ended up destroying public property, destroying microphones, destroying stuff, just because they are not in agreement of that they are tired or they can't continue. And wanting to continue, you are not fit to be in parliament. You are not fit. There are times you have to sacrifice and work longer hours. There are certain times you have to know, say, okay, we can take a break in between. If then, fortunately, the MIAN say, you have the need to call for coffee. They will provide.
Yes,
you have the need to call for this.
They enjoy it. They even call for break. They can call. Sometimes minority leaders because say, chairman, at this juncture, I pray that we go for a short break.
A coffee break.
5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30.
Sika you spending on for their comfort, to make sure say they are able to sit to have the verdict. I mean to vet people. You'll be shocked. And some of them, even if there's a need, say there are certain time vetting scrano, yet immediate hotels, mamu nearby, so that rest. You don't even have to go home. Mamu. So ye pampo mo te say Binduri kindergarten akwara ye de babe amane so ndidi o si milo ni de open wo final mo.
All right.
So that's the behavior that the MPs behaved.
Okay.
But I condemn such act. It's not Ghanaian. It's not parliamentary. It's unacceptable. The MPs' behavior, I will say they have to be ashamed of themselves, and it doesn't represent us very, very well. And they have disgraced their political parties and then the leadership. And I hope say anyway any learning point. But as for the heckling, wrestling and this in India is part and parcel of governance when it comes to disagreements. Certain time they cross that red line and disagree. Walk out shouting, with the placards
that one there.
You know, throwing.
It's part of democracy.
Throwing stuff. They can even put their hands at some fold and be throwing among each other, hooting, and all that. It's all part of
it. It makes the democracy beautiful.
Beautiful, but to go physical, throwing stuff, that is the dangerous level. Before you said next time I do omunya.
And I can maybe say, it's all bachelor say MPBN adwen say o show mazes a yenja no mo test
I no more who besides majority because the minority may be stronger but even though they are minority they are stronger but you know anyway.
All right, before you go, in fact Thursday menya onyuma doso because people Thursday one but people causing it too much. People were calling me one of the branch executives, secretary, chairman of your own party, NDC, from different regions. They were calling. I didn't one man named hey, we been here. Now with the economy now, within 5 minutes, the next microphone running in your discussion. How do you see the economy now? Is it rebuilding itself?
I personally went to Agbogboloshi. Before last year. I went to Agbogboloshi to see if the change of economy, change of government. I think say yes, things have gone down. And because me to 50 pieces of yam, me to 500 Ghana. The same
50 pieces of yam.
Yes, as a man 52 or 53 pieces.
Mebao. 53.
Yes.
53 pieces of yam.
Me to 500 Ghana. My money cost 700. I'm costing money 500 no G. I think 3-4 weeks ago. Me to the same.
Bayirana ya toba ku 30 Ghana 50 Ghana no. What to 53 pieces 500 Ghana.
And akranka me to me boas na me pentem ekochi koko me ko eyina anka metime nya kese na pa akra and they were giving me 100 pieces for 1,001 no say me man there me timi come man 800 and come 100 pieces the entire amount on even though me touch me chichebi but e be be said e be kofie no and about there no
now to tire kai me
yes and about there
no kai me kra your excellency
and about there no so no the one that I used to buy for 20 cedis no but there na short so I bought it for 30 cedis betem no kakra no and I can see no between 60 but which was also reasonable and so me to 400 net dollars me to and me to onions no say no so almost 50 cedis half basket no and a phone 100 Ghana okay and ginger now we to along tin tomatoes there kase no and no 100 Ghana but I think about 2 years ago na no 50 cedis but a shortage kontomre na eni ho me ko kete say no mo pe 20 cedis na 10 cedis me can o ma wrap bag but I think 3 say 2 months ago you were buying the say be a 3 for 5 CD, 3 for 10 CD. Benano, Bako pay 20. And
they say,
economy no, stabilize it. Tuna say, meto 25 CD, the mammy, and then so it's a choice. Okwa Goguleshia, who say, what does the center, me say, you two kind of meto body, 150 Ghana, Omode Mammy. Me Babu Bulushi, me told the same thing, 50 CDs. The reason is, Omo de Baby Brace, and Omo de Baby Braina. They have to sell and go. La mama now talk about the mama 30 cities, you know. Or say 7,000 body in a good
7,000 pieces.
7,000 Ghana. Or say 70 million or sana mama 7,000 Ghana no. So she has to sell quickly and yes a pro. So count your hair no. Unse honso number 2. E de ko umbro no se sa kios no moton you know. Abulation no ombe fa no. Tomato say pine no. Me kwa di omo yi me o me koso be bia meto unse ya no omo yi a omo use first grade na e bia de emiemi aye ese come the coffee they blend and they put ban so timi tin tomatoes out of it homemade unlike abrochi ne omo the powders be efra no so we're able to be 100 Ghana pan no and now 150 depends on the sizes in there you know.
All right.
And then what else banchi say basket no and say 50 cities.
So far,
the food is
let's
good.
summarize.
Yes.
It's economy, no.
In terms of what the
Mampeni ni buy, no. I can't make it. Bear 1 week now when ya 1 month.
Yes.
Because on the 7th,
yes. But Saudi East Legon. Okay. Now koto body betem back or 20 cities and now koto. Don't blame say obi ote Nima. Obi ote agboguloshi obi sort ya say. So obi betina police emfa say government appointee na MPP ni betina or so man na the economy na dey because ene unya free fuel. Unya free fresh V8. Unya free watchman. Free rent allowance. Weekend unya ni nyina therefore be kaso man na dey
but the ordinary Ghanaians need the omu ni say I stabilize what you are saying.
So be call anti container ho no makọ di emutuo 3 cities 6 ubenya mienu ba ko 2 cities na wato na kwatena Kempiski ho eto the same emutuo ba ko 100 Ghana. Don't come and sit on TV and say oman mo ayede. Okay, don't be eating at don't be eating
within 2 minutes here and wrap it up.
Yes. Don't go and eat at Holiday Inn. Don't go and eat at East Lagos Alisa Hotel no. Then come and tell Ghanaians so oman mo ayede. Don't go and buy watch designer ya polishing ya packaging. Then you go to Nima Bachin go to Benya the same, we did the same thing 20 cities. No about Kasa or man moyede. Obiti Binduri, what you say now or say no hotono because who see cano crana, would it turn Sionum, Oko Kimpiskia, in your way is almost 20 cities.
Hey, bro.
Okay,
bro.
Okay, Yamfan said
because my call, Ketuano, large, small size, 30 cities.
Yes,
the way
so,
70.
but move 7 now Obiti Binduri, a whole week Akomano, and you say so man moyede. So I'm only telling Ghanaians say if somebody is telling you say under John Dramani Mahama the economy is hard, things are difficult, things are look at the background, the political colors where he comes from and Sana with Yenasem. But Ansana Mekono, this is special to the friend say to the my people of Binduri.
Okay,
I am sure. Yes. I am assuring the people of Binduri say me assure people of Binduri say region no. He says John Dramani Mahama Obama region no. And I'm also assuring my people Kusasi say
appointment
no, we want a region.
Okay, Binduri want a region.
The Kusasi, the whole Kusasi under the leadership of Naba Abogrago the second. The Kusasis wants a region. And I'm assuring them, say, as for the region, they will get. As to our brothers, anybody fighting said they want to take over the Kusasi region, it's impossible. The Boku area belongs to the Kusasis. Kusasis own that place. We are nobody can contest with the Kusasi region. The Binduri, Pusiga, Timpani, Boku, Zebila, what you say, belongs to the Kusasis.
Why don't we do this?
Yes.
And the Naka tells the bar. Young call to root no.
Yes.
Then let's talk more.
Yes.
Full 1 hour.
Yes.
Touch about Ukromu. And in your mouth,
I am just echoing, say.
Okay.
Obi a wati baby a wadi tu nzafi a nasa wadi abeti adiachi. All you want to dream say Binduri. All the Kusasi, all the led by Abogrago, the kinship will be shared, no, or they will be compromised, no. That such thing would never happen.
Okay.
Obi a wati free say no government, no revolution leader. Nobody can do power sharing when it comes to the chieftaincy of the Kusasis.
Okay.
No authority, no superiority is above we the Kusasi owning there.
Thank you.
That area belongs to we Kusasis.
Right.
It is our bona fide property, a land which is led by our king, Naba Abogrago Azoka the second.
Right.
It is our own, no compromising. Anybody leading under that territory, say unka me say, unka the Awela. For Red Bo, for Iyane, for Anone, you don't belong there. If you don't speak Kusasi, if you are not a blood Kusasi, you are not from that there. Or our land, Kusasi land. We are Tindanes. And any tribe that don't pour libation is not a Tindana. You don't belong there. You are not us. Anybody is a settler. So either you sit quietly and join us, so that our chief Naba Azoka Abogrago the second, who is very accommodative, who have lived with all tribes. Any tribe that cannot stay with the Kusasis and under the rule of Naba Abogrago the second, pack your bags and your family and leave the Kusasi land.
All right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I think, sir, next week Thursday, Nyamiya Doma, Yawada Ishia will delve more into it. about Yokusasi.
Yes.
Now I think say ebia development be bad.
Yes.
Now
Something is coming. Something is coming. Something.
Yes. Now at the right time say I'll see a camera scrap call here.
Thank you.
We'll go to the chief
there.
and then meet one on one here.
No problem.
Me the general masha me try me about the NDC and the MPP communication team members. About transit na yedin come. Me try me about here.
Abusia wo hwebe sadwe so memba wakwaba areba jumadi so na Helios Care Center ene nanso yenu wedi ahia awo kasafidie so wa wo hweme ene wa wo tie memba wakwaba na ene ba be hwe yare ye friend spondylosis na spondylosis no kra ye ka yare ben ya na before so ye be call no so me pacho gia numbers no e wo screen so ye wo Sanko 4 Michelle Camp Sanko 4 bus stop udu Michelle Camp wo so uko Sanko 4 bus stop Ubon say a signboard kama esiwa ya so Helios Care Center na abusia ende me no ba be hwe a spondylosis na when said the spondylosis etie last week me chew you can spondylosis you mu ahodom you know your lumbar and afi your wo cervical spondylosis na spondylosis no the tintin ene ne tietie nyina ne se nyankopon eba ade no wo hwe ye chi kasai no a your friend be vertebral. Now vertebral no any sadie ya da hai into bo say we tika say na say spine no and no any vertebral no. Na vertebral no numpe ya toa numpe mako be say 33 and answer the aduasam yansa 33 columns of bones and ya toa. Na baby ya toa numpe ni bia no ade bi on my friend desk. Na desk no abusia say wo hwe ha no mu a ba cho hwe ha yi ma me pa. Wo hwe ha no mu a obo say your examples of disc problems. Intina just say a disc na enya ha na say ho touch ma no eno na ya ye ne kama nimfoni eda hai na so wo hwa abusia bon say aha no normal disc enti say na say o normal disc no na afi nso say ho touch ma ye fa no degenerated disc na say na no so na etie na degenerated disc no kire say wo chi sad disc na kan wan se no eno na ehye numpe ntem no ewewe enti ewewe ase na tie enti ewewe nso dia eno na se ewewe adu baabi a na abusia afebon se dompe ehia na yesa sa bushi no anase bia desk na ehye ho no ya enti emma dompe nhia no afi na hyase ehia enti eba ne sa obete yawo ese wo chikase no emu yawo ya na yewo bulging disc no nso wo hwe bulging ene normal disc no bon se bulging no ase ahuhuru eno so etimi ma wachi kase no numpe na atoato no ehya sese efon ena ye herniated no enso ba ku bia eno timo ananse bia bibi aba betoa so no enti ekoba ne sa compression ananse ekomia wachi kase no cord na edem the friend spinal cord no enti bo se na eno so emia spinal cord no enti eno so timi ma wote yawo ananse bia wote se wachi kase no etimi yawo ya ana fe ye tiny disc no so ne ama sa disc no afon na ho one no ananse bia ne kase no eso ate enti eso ete sa pe na abusia ahyase ma pain ananse bia ema wote yawo enti obu owo no mu akoba ne sa na ontumi ntini ne mu obu owo no mu a onam a no wachia no wakoa ananse bia obi so owo no mu a na ogina ho kakra se oya ade a wote nka se ne ya enti wenum nyina sei na otwedi ampo Nyankopon ye chi kase no enti akoba se bia ene oyo obi a wotate se wo chi kase wo ya na chese sei na etie enti abusua de ye kan se obo modern ade ba Helios Care Center ye behwe na yayi afro so afi ye hwe ha obo hu se ye wo bibia ya kyerɛ ho lumbar spine no so kyerɛ wo se de medi kan ka kyerɛ wo se koba se bia wo spondylosis na wanya na aye lumbar spondylosis a se ne te na wiase ekukura wiase adwuma ye koba ye koto ye sori nyina no na dompe no disk na ehye ye chika se ni mu no na eno nso so ewi ayesa shock absorbers no sa enetie na obi so na de ne aye ka akwanhia enti bomodi ansa ni nyina no so wo obi a wo sa problem we a wo de beba na Helios Care ye besa yare no enti gie numbers no ye was Sankofo bus stop e wo Michelle Camp ho na obo ye brane ansa wo yare obi wo ha ne de ne dementia enti no na ma no kasakasa obi wo ma de de ne sisi abusua ni nyina wo chika sai aye spondylosis ho asem a yakai lumbar na se dia spine wa pentam amfa ma abusua bedru baabi no untumi nante biom odasani yese won nante kra na wote sai na enei untumi nante bra na yenhwe na yenyim firi so
ba mitwamu nsima kwafa aboafo nkra to maba mene o ka say anabu ko jawusu embedu ye but mene o ka say de Mr. Honorable Isaac dinaya na mire few Sechiedu Isaac na bia mkai or communication officer Crow constituency Emma osono amanyoko wa bedu ankwani monkomo ye ka say ya kwajoba oba betrans ni ato aso Honorable mo akwaba bibia boko de e rade ase na party ni mo te saying then e koso MVP how are things going
nyamiado medical no ye beda nyamiase obo ade na se we dey I think me hu na check akra say be 1 month say be 3 weeks
3 weeks ni
3 weeks ni but I am sure we say nyamiado
e rade ase
ma be hu mi ni anam so wa bibia boko ti ye do obo ade na se say we bie ye na ya ka ti ase fo na afen so no mechia mo ewo eduma pa mo ye e de boa o man Ghana na afen so no mechia me constituency chairman Atajima and MPP for work row na mechia ya papa ye immediate past president Alhaji Bawumia and ye immediate past president and MPP for work Ghana hina nana I'm saying na segment no yes oba
when you signal no all the music Mr. Isaac ona wakope na oten nka no o se wanya signal no na signal na ye nya no ye ya huni na da nti no onkasa encha kra signal de hu anu hu na mo ka fashion dream se ni bete o mama na kwaba kra o why ladies no o za be ju na fa eti ya signal na ne za na bo kwajo usu National Communication Team member Edema NDC chiye amanyoko no aba badu etina Isaac azo wanya signal no ai and say wa ka say we ana
da be say wa ban so me chia no
okay ne chia no ne go
honorable me din chia sonko emma
me just so
me da sense so say wa ba because e boa e one sided sa na onche ba ye contest e ho ana ama adena ko ye na yetumi adegi mo intino say
all right mami twa me ho se sima baako emra sisia me ba pepa me kwa na bokojo wusu na afi ye din ko mami twa me ho mra sisia me ba sisia
Ebinia.
Say nyame ya dom na dom ya. Enwa na na o say edini ba. Enwa late hour cry na me ne ya minister Felix Ofosuku achi di nkomo no say mampani ye nyo ba binti na ombo ntimi ye sure say next week the end there na udin eba as MC for Dwabem constituency. MC in waiting honorable Bakope mo akwaba.
Minia major so.
Na we have called there.
Oh Yesu adom boko monpaibo. De di kan mechia motiefo enyina na mada obia so ase setem bia munya kwan etie ko TV stations ne doso na ohwe enipa etie mu online Ghana ene abrochire nyina na chese mo dwuma eho ete na ohwe studio so ayeti TV station bebre kura agitin kuta sa studio a ete sei na modie international na no obi kura frame me from Canada so na ohwe me
Wow.
obi nso frame me from China so na ohwe me UK for the enye bebre na say hey na ya na the person microphone say TV station and ya na yewo enye radio station a TV station
All
and
right.
ya yewo
And we have called there.
Yesu adom
Boko. Yeah, the radiasi. All right, it been penny for Atnasia. Yeah, in some recry. She ya call it to na bibia koi. But can we say ya be 2025 a year wasi registration. Obaniti fie na se opesa okotro a year wasi. Ochon wa fairly end of deka a Franco's Media College. And I'm making for them. Franco is a mechanical say, I don't have a pan about free scientific calculator. Any of them, maybe biomedical registration this February and Airshas. And tomorrow one crying. Now, no number for 020-885-0889. 020-885-0889. More fresh and mana. Money Franco's in penny for bedding. And check Moses Franco's advert. And in nam, a TV so maybe and check. Et monya ahweye ewo. All right. Pamemra ho no na vetting and as appointment committee nioma ekoso to the stand of say ye toto enkonwa any ade ye bubu tables. Me no kase isi akwa no ya suspend emu nan a ene mumiensa every MPP a minority kokko say omone eye speaker enyadwen a democratic dispenser na ewom sisi ano have we gotten to the stand of say because me kai say 2021 6 January ye vote secret balloting na ye dey speaker aba no it ended up say ye to twede e be rape papers ni ade amana nim say mpanifo ye bibia fremu so enkwada no. This time it is coming again, and then the portion blame is a minority. They are person you obekoye. Oshwe ni ekos we appointment committee. Any idea? What do you say to it?
Yo masha message echia ahwefo ne etiefo biem. Na answer na meba so no mati bibi tese meba e no na mete mo nkomodie one honorable Atubiga. Na ewiye no kra no mete se yese se obi ebeka se economy ne ma yedin sese ya enti se obi a otena kempiski edidi ena ebeka sa
na ye onno kan
enti se obi a oto aduane wo Islego ena ebeka sa ena che se obi oto aduane wo Nungwa market ana anima ana agbogboshi ena ebeka sa me pa cho da ben na ye TV so ye mokọ friend crofo eto aduane wo nima ena agbogboshi on betena TV so e kan se Ghana yedin da omo motra mo sister station TV so akase ekasa no they are omo didi wo Kempiski
sa
nti me mebobo
no ye LTV there yetumi dey eye
that be card ya me
in totality but me so me defend me brand because of what I do
me mbo me kan ya ma intita ye nyina ya wa ha no say ye mbobo TV station ne omo kasa yɛtie yɛ can be but yɛ audience ebinum audience so sen yɛn so yɛ audience so se yɛ bi yɛn sa edidi echi
mesa
ɔmo a ɔmo kasa ɔmo kan economy ho nsɛm ne niama no ɛnyɛ kempiski no ɔmo didi wo nti ɛnɛ deɛ dɛn na ɛsesa sɛ ɛnɛ deɛ so ɔmo de ɔmo ntumi kasa niama mu ayɛ den because ɔmo didi wɔ kempiski oh politics na yɛyɛ no moma yɛ ade me pɛ sɛ na twɔtwɔ niama wɔ ha but me pɛ sɛ mɛka because ebia na erezi way but
no. If you think say you're okay about discussion now the national discussion you can go ahead
politics na yɛyɛ no yɛnyɛ politics in a way a ɛbɛma sɛ ɔwɔ opposition ɔwɔ government to ɛbɛyɛ the same thing na wɔka despite baby a wɔwɔ menkɔ so na menkɔ the scaffold a ɛbaayɛ o nana Ghana ha no mo anaasɛ Africa ha no no de bia meka ma bɛka wɔ ha no da sɛ yɛyɛ nkɔlaa no sɛ de bia okita waduane na obi aba bɛbɔ yɛn kan kyɛ onipa ko no sɛ ɔngyae immediately a wo bɛ react pɛ yɛbɛka mo mmienu nyinaa bɔ maka sɛ mongyae de amɔyɛ no well sometimes we have to look at their ɔhyɛ nneɛma ase ɛna ɛdɛn so na ɛnam ansa na scaffold wei ɛba appointment committee ɛyɛ vetting after some of 5 appointees awie no yɛsɛ foforɔ ba ɛna minority ne sɛ o no ɛnyɛ saa ɛna ɛka yɛn nti no yɛntumi vetting no their appointment committee chairman na ɛka ne sɛ minority ne pa ɔmo mbɔ ɛkɔɔto nti ɛde ɔbɔ ɛkɔɔto kɔ a then ɔmo ɔmaka na ɔmbɛyɛ appointment no ɔmbɛyɛ vetting no and minority ne susu sɛ no sɛ saa happen a then what stable yɛn at our back ɛno nti no we will not go but yɛ ma ɛmma so why ne move from ne hɔnom ɛba wonim sɛ appointment committee na yɛte no ɛso baby a majority te na ɛso baby a minority
yes of course
and when they move from the table about the other table.
Now on Thursday now I was in parliament. It's say make a scenarios now me wow then you be discussion
many problem. Now you no baby akwa no credit be dey what happened. Nti MPP be kan ya na minority ne be kan ya no majority ne be kan be different. The minority ne can say initially they agreed on 3 appointees on Bevetio. Omo who say clerk no publicize 8 without informing them the minority. A minority nature say parliament in Yemen said no before because who clerk no won yet a member of we parliament. And you want no information the mao no and no ena wo ubon de ro. And ubon with the rule so and said the 2 ni na the brew. So why not J sa 8 in a fee? And according to Afenyo Markinson, they agreed on 3. Omo ye 3 ni we no. And a leader ebe hu no say no. Nkrofo fro ho no nti no omo ade baako. And on ne nkrofo ne kasa say time ko but ye ade baako. And ye 4. Omo ye 4 ni we no. And omo san ba say waka baako. Na omo say dabi ade esa. Ye betumi aye na another day. Because you agree say be 3. Mo de baako aba be ka ho aye 4. Ada mo san de baako bebi. Omo transe and omo ye nti upa hwe the 4th and the 5th we vetting no obo say an share that anye rigorous omo wie a then mo sa kwakofa okujeto back say omo san ye biem
enye ole okuyeto mintal kando
nti wo de ono na
ono mintal kando na betra ase a escalate no nti yenyo yefo okuyeto ne ntra enchance
so that na compare omo ado okujeto kan
oh yes of course that one me I will not dispute but once oh bono bo okujeto
oh that be but me to me bo be
na
me agitated say
me agitated no okujeto bon they have no problem but me tell say incident escalate there was some one who was a minister no obetinance na nyoku yeto mum na net wo
me nka say okujeto na te ho
o si no mo to for okujeto aba
me say e din tre no mo de bae no okujeto kan
no problem
nti no me tun bo mo nyina wo din nti o kan ho e no mkwa kofa ba na minority ne say no enye sa ni arrangement na at least one my extra 2 nti o mo maka na de nchi na o mo bra nti no o munya ka say mo pa mo mboy court e no mo say no mo fi o mbe ye vetting no nti dey better say my ye vetting
enwa after speaker ede suspension ne ba ya na okuyetwete wo na afenyo you know vet sorry or interview no near no with the questions edu be na omu na trans o ka say let be aba omu kenkan during that time no the chairman overruled the decision of Afenyo.
And yeah, for your decision.
They make an own team as I mean, can't say any personal decision. Emra
overrule the information of your demand. But the decision was from the speaker.
No problem. It would overrule.
Yeah, the information of your demand.
Afenyo demand. But still, Afenyo in minority. They walk out. Vetting continue.
It was their choice to walk out and let Vetting because no the schedule no more agree no. So what I say no can back no and can the schedule no agree.
One Afenyo mo sorry kwa na no mo ye Vetting no e ka schedule.
E ka schedule no tina bo so mo sorry kwa ya with okuja to de no. Omo sorry kwa said the next one no.
The next by.
E ka schedule no. Nse ka schedule no a ye nya information. Enti Afenyo sorry kwa ho na Afenyo be kwa ono definitely ono obi be kwa kwakasa. Definitely
so the question I'm asking is and then no it may be possible. Now the Thursday one na ebia ya publish it 3. You say publish it 3. I publish 8. I've more be patch out ya the back aka ho. Na ya back na we still mo person mo say e dey be back ho. And we will walk out and then we will come out and do a press conference. Say, this is the position of the majority. Dan say, yes, say Nyoma, yes, tension and rising.
Your problem, Nini. Say, only Pakuna, what Yaka say, ye be young for 3 pe. Now, what my 5. Now, ye be young country said, they are undemocratic. Young country, no. You be catch their original right, so no, said, they are and yanka walk it out. And when we do this, we will yes, because it's the narrative. No?
But you didn't go. David. Afenyo Makin, honorable minority leader, a buy, you know, and you are not particular to Onye range at Pepe. He pointed straight to the clerk, say, why you didn't party?
Partisan, why are you being partisan?
So in that aspect, you know. Say, why didn't you come out by pointing out with the press conference? Then they make us and say, all these escalations could have been managed. Said the annual, I'm going to break within 5 minutes. Might not be a press conference, you know, for me to know. And so now, I'm better as we don't to vetting. Why didn't we do it that way? Nah, Shaibu money.
There's no way. What's our Shaibu? But what's our be? Dia ya say ye bu baby say the okofa ahwede be fie na mango be fie no de once na buy e dey na the scaffold say buy the firm akpo sorry fie ni kon member MPP for no
then they see and say the firm akpo I was there I can give you the narration
me who dey see until you can
all right et you know this happened Sam George ye wie Sam George pepepe and Sam George e sorry call ye Sam George sorry na all na e na meter candle ewura inside run obejina baby a obeso any oath ena Jerry Ahmed Shaib e sorry free ni city so e ko gina mitan kan no nchen that time na another mpre any minority leader edin komo say we are done for the day e hona e ya afiyoma kaka say no the agreement we made no enye say ne na ma da fema e sorry ko ho so before then no na Jerry Boja constituency MP Edika kwa kan no ncha ko gina won say they are not going to allow because they are done for the day. And the family call honum. And one of the MPs, Mirafini India from the NDC, Eko Pia Jerry, every I can't say, I don't know all back, I don't know piano. And I Jerry, every one time or buy, then he has to come and stand in the middle of the table. Say, Omuma Nyoma ended the and another permanent and started some Pia and communities. I was there. And yet, there a video, I measure. And you know, whatever happened, what I saw, what I'm telling you.
So, Masha, the outcome last one, I say, oh, when your video, not just say, the whole videos are different from what
the whole videos at the beginning, no. Now, I can see and send at the station.
What's now? Can you just say so?
Okay, no problem.
I asked about baby at the farm about a buyer, and you told me, say, Jerry Shaib, sorry, a call baby a coming to a candle. Now. Baby a table no one and if I no mujina swear. Baby mujina swear na baby NDC for it. It is not baby MPP for no.
Baby mujina swear. Ni city say a senate here or no appointing nanim chairman any dom no.
That side no NDC side. So it can never be MPP side.
Oh there be. The middle table ni or middle say but ne nsa ne mfa so ɛna Clark no egyina no egyina akonnwa ne mu na wasoe and over the be a Clark ne gyina de a ogina NDC for nsa so ba nye appointee no
entina menta kan do say na oni MPP for side
no
but the farm akpoba and the farm akpoba MPP for no
yes of course offer
so I was talking about how
majority
yes
minority omochi yes
the way nyina ba ye no because I was mentioning the farm akpo say ono ne sorry ye ba ho no and ono ba ye na nsa na scaffold ni nyina ba and he engaged physically with MPP4. Who asked for some more kind here? Omoka said, "Baby, wow,
so even yeah, one side, yes, you know here because yes. Mics were off.
Were off. Into the one take. It just was a course, but he started the scaffold. And now, Omana here building ye na ye anymore. Omo mo pia ni amano. Omo pushing kunyano because one, and the MPP4 no a separate table no. Say yem penny na maso. And this phone were pulling the table
yes.
back. And you patch said the farmer penny and this no pull the table.
So far,
they say look at your banner count.
Ope edini dia.
But media mechanic say, I was young a hanman, and never the says scaffold beba. But with him, and I will be DSC as a young country because yet Ghana on the 7th of January 2021. Nyame course war parliament.
Ahomachi.
And this MPs eka say ye ko far blade na MPP for ya kan be twom.
Fine.
Oh, parliament we on the 25th
tama.
Okay, and the make catch. And ya bibia na honorable oti amete. And ya bibia na me so meti honorable.
I mean the Ghana for granted that.
Honorable me so me Ghana ni o. Omo me ni omo kasa so mo Ghana for. Nti no enya wo side pa na mo Ghana.
Yes.
Oh, graduate man kasa.
Enya friendly fire. Honorable Nogby eka ewo Mike say we are going to beat you the MPP people. Omo ko fast speaker na konwa no. Efi wo beka ya.
Mekani na.
Omo ko fa na konwa if you were doing voting. What did we say about it?
We didn't condemn it.
We didn't condemn it.
Yes, of
course.
As a nation,
you see so say they applauded them. They said democracy is strong. Oh, say me honorable e wo na ye na tifim. Na say me ba. Ni amesina no. Na me nka ho asem. Na honorable ne ba be ma boditi na me ko kan ho asem. Honorable be bisa me asem. And obisa me it is not because say o defending ne ba no. But obisa me integrity. Say me die na de na me ka won ti amba be ka ne ba de. But what you say so the fact say ono be ka say obisa me sa ne nche so defending ne ba no. But we are talking say mama ye fa pere enye niama. And one time maybe I said, Speaker, obetime suspending Crawford without referring to the leadership. Oh, share Moma Yempisa Yahunya. We are saying speakers of parliament. Speaker of parliament of both sides. Yeah, you can leadership as speaker and count.
But one in Bayadrin said, while the vetting was going on, parliament was in session. Not chamber, and then both sides leaders now no the deputies were there.
He
chamber.
Informed them. He didn't call them to chamber. Say, Naba, this is the way we have to go. If so somebody a young phone, so you are somebody you will talk to.
Exactly.
So say. You won't speak as a answer, you won't speak away. And that machoism Yamano, you never ha. And then it is going for NDC, so they are okay.
Machoism Yama Ben.
Machoism Yama say, Minam yes speaker, Mikita, waiting to me diamepe. I am asking, say, Speaker, on your member of the House, on your uncle leader, uncle members. To
Abamano.
Minka say, to Abamano. But the description, say, on your member, our house, or your avatar.
276 conscience to Abamano, as a speaker. So only dear.
Because you obekasa me say my name we mama I can't 1 minute. There be I don't worry, but heckling on bacho me attend.
I blackmail and honorable blackmail. Honorable blackmail. It is for any other for you be an honorable but blackmailing. So there be I mean to me Kasabat. Honorable the American say and ne e wo side until you are okay. Speaker be a basubiano. It will be 275 and 276 na yewono. Your man on to Abamano. But the speaker no ever yet your patch. Make a chill.
Kasa 25 minutes.
na honorable that time
o time ya so oju tie no me na me moderate no o kasa ne enko me sure
dia make up and say bibia ye be democracy na ye democracy no say ye dia it hasn't the emphasis no enye nipa no the emphasis na ye institution no say be ya obi obeba institution ni bia no do nipa ko ne be ye no e be ye dia te say mra ye but watch me say enu nti no ye hwe ye niam na speaker ye no.
So the suspension unconstitutional now.
Men can say unconstitutional. Your question me bisa say, can the speaker take a disciplinary issue on members affecting members of parliament without referring to the leadership? It is a simple question I'm asking.
Okay.
Because when you say a business private bar and you speak at the business bar, leadership business. So how can you then suspend people without referring to leadership? Enti for me but my kind like me who ni way me nya a confirmation but my kind say minority no a boycott the vetting appointments committee ongoing no sani we are my kind
what kind minority response minority caucus response to the suspension when you
minority that be me nya ba me say my kind way say because of that suspension you know they have withdrawn from their services from the appointments committee.
And open when you to the suspension in the unya.
That means that the amendment say because of the suspension in Inti and Omar withdraw from the appointments committee.
So, but me say appointment minority. Press release on the above appointing when you be a kaya.
No, me nyanka.
Okay.
Me nyanka. But if say nothing Omar withdraw, I agree with them, and I am standing with them. Say. Se ombe tie ya for sa 2 weeks na sa time ne be so na speaker na man judgment no me ka chom say momon contest the speaker na judgment no said the be ya yen konya sa say de bia ya litigate with speaker no
momon contest ne say
momon contest ne
suspension na
yes say e bia on be come remu say ye kosi momon contest
but they've already done that and
it then kind of
boy all right me that say.
Oh, that but me me submission here.
Oh, I didn't say my mouth time. Me kan
ya. That because say woman time, but o kan ya e boa baby amekwa akọwie.
No problem. Say me come about you.
Honorable say who be yan say o be kan.
Because time na me dey me kwa no me wi na makan.
No problem. No problem.
Makan.
David
no problem. Na wajo fact so ma me kakra minority caucus suspension of 3 members of parliament. I didn't say me wi am for the amount.
No problem.
Now what to me I say the decision by Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Gbagben SK Gbagben, on Friday, January 2025 31st, to suspend 3 distinguished members of Parliament of the New Patriotic Party, another Mpre Samoma Adwejiri, Alhassan Sulemana Tampuli Gushegu, and Honourable Jerry Ahmed Shaib Wejagbawe, is an unfortunate overreach of parliamentary authority, a blatant display of selective justice, an attack on the democratic principles that underpin our legislative process. The event that transpired during the vetting of ministerial nominees were born out of deep-seated frustrations regarding the conduct of proceedings, the disregard for due process, and a majority attempt to reload decisions without consensus building. Parliament, by its very nature, is a forum for robust debate and passionate deliberations. The unfortunate incident that led to minor property damage was not a planned disruption, but a manifestation of the growing tension caused by the majority and their members, and the failure of the chairman of the appointment committee to exercise impartiality. The speaker's decision to unilaterally suspend these 3 MPs without due process, in accordance with provisions enshrined in the standing orders 130A and B, without an opportunity for them to be heard under the Article 19 Clause 1 of the Constitution, and without first exhausting internal discipline mechanism, set a dangerous precedent. It signals an era where the speaker can arbitrarily punish members of parliament based on perceived disobedience rather than adherence to parliamentary rules and fairness. The Speaker himself has no numerous occasions presided over a parliament with similar or worse incident occurred, yet no such punitive measures were taken. The refusal to apply the same standard in previous instance make this decision appear politically motivated, aimed at intimidating certain members of parliament and silencing dissent. It is important to recall that during previous parliamentary chaos, particularly during the controversial 2021 speakership election, at the public hearing on the nomination for promotion of 2 Supreme Court judges on the 30th of July 2024, and the brawl in Parliament over e-levy, where a member of NDC physically assaulted a member of the majority caucus on the 8th Parliament, the Speaker adopted a reconciliatory approach at all instances. Why then does he choose at this moment to impose harsh and selective punishment? This inconsistency undermines his credibility as a neutral arbiter and exposes a warring bias that must be called out. Furthermore, the Speaker's approach disregards the fact that Parliament is a house of debate, sometimes heated. Members have a duty to ensure the due process is followed. The Speaker's role is to facilitate dialogue and order, not to punish lawmakers for standing their ground in the face of procedural unfairness. We categorically reject the suspension of these 3 MPs and demand an immediate reversal of this political charge decision. If this unjustifiable action is not adhered, it will set a precedent where the Speaker becomes an unchecked authority, weaponizing disciplinary measures against those who do not align with his preferred political narratives. Parliament must remain a bastion of democracy, not an institution of oppression. The Ghanaian people deserve a parliamentary where all voices are heard, and not one where members are punished for their commitment to due process and accountability. Democracy thrives on fairness and justice, and we will not sit idle with our parliamentary democracy whilst our democracy is undermined by a selective justice by application of rules.
I think say on our which we take it. Me second bite I will talk about it.
Kwajo,
Emilia.
near course of parliament who is saying
Much of which me send you
The course of parliament, the Mecca afa home, and I say, I found baby no and ye na Oshe senior minority no AC a year ya Oshe ya na kasasie koso with another prayer. And ye who says any of my wing in a day a buye. But me condemn na makachere afenyo say baby a de MPP party no edru ene ohwa bato a ye call ye resource a eba ya efa kese no ano di odi wo munya pa ye afenyo
oh aden
na eye me nwanwa ese wo mo sa akoko yi no
as
minority leader na ebesa akoso edi party no enya edi party na nimu nyam aba fom ye de enye party nti no na megidi say MPP for some pennyfo bi ewachira afenyo like leader eda wo no ewo parliament no megidi say majority of MPP no fo ankasa no omompe na eye nipa kakra bi ebotaye ena omode ye saade no enti wo hwe aba ye koto ye before ye beto aba no eniema ekoso Supreme Court yetibi kokogina ho anopa ye press conference 10:30 11 ne atena case so wo hwɛ nneɛma ɛkɔ ya ɛma Ghana fo ankasa ehuye na abranteɛ no no na ni so ɔhyedeɛ na emu sometimes ɛnyɛ ni so ɔhyeɛ ɛna yɛde ɛka sɛm ɔmra fam na yɛhumu leaders ɛpɛn a ɛyɛ Kyemmensa Bonsu ne mmɔdenbɔ ɛne nneɛma ankasa a ɔbɛyɛ leader na wohwɛ nneɛma na ɛkɔ soɔ wohwɛ parliament mpo ntɔkɔ a ɛbaa hɔnom ne adeade a sɛ osi confront na ɔte hɔ din a owie ya ɔka wɔ man no ɛbɔ mu ogyina TV so kasa ogyina radio so kasa na sɛ wo hwɛ a na sɛ wo de toto ɛyɛ afenyo ho a na sɛ wo matɔn wɔn color TV akɔ black and white na
appointment committee no saa bruhaha ne ade no afenyo ne ade na wo blame no
den no
no aye ho no montia
me di blame no ebema no ene sɛ most mabre mo sorry akɔ na utimi ejina nipa ba akɔ ho 6 hours 4 hours 3 hours ya question so a ubu sa hwenra hwede ayi okujeto ede ye no wagu nanimu asese poto wo kwakwa busa ne say vice president cantonment na cantonment dan no wo han ana say eno so wo han eno so onim se ne cantonment dan ebo esitie
etua in dollars
eno say yetua in dollars eno kra onim no say ana any vice president so abobra wabobra pa wetimi dan ho renting in dollars owie na okujato nso busa ne say the same cantonment no dan no a workers ye ton dollars no and omutimi ton asase 42,000 cedis a man crofo a ye petty for MPP for me inclusive ministers and also adwen ho say e ho na the west na ayetin
e ba say e ho na onim say wo no ontumi bisa question and there
amadi okai no o say allegation okujeto ba wana o ba say
o say otie okuyeto a o say if committee no I don't say what you
your question. Oh, that's how we honorable. Me touch me. Odia monkoso because
we are doing discussion. I'm say utie okuyeto. Oye no, oka asem say he is happy. He knows that cantonments as an dying age in dollars. Into omeboa no in the course no because
for crusade
because some of the onwaning crop for win the MPP crop for your tons I said moment for the 2,000 cities.
Okay, say
Emma ono kan ena oka say committee member na kwan ya
okay onya sa information enra okuta dada no wenya no o de akode body
eno campaign na oye
no say ora na omo
who so oye campaign no
ora na
was started the dada
I was some response you no mu dem dey come attorney general then attorney general
ye nyina ya wa ha ya wa Ghana ha me na ya beba ha say ebedu sa time no ya betwe sa niam we no because anano be ka kire mo osofo kusi dia no niam o ka fa no mienu ni nyina yoko ebo ni nyina egu ya there's one thing you say something and being confident about your lies and there's another thing being proved say ampa dia wo kana no kre okujeto dia na one time
or the okujeto nso court court we so no so lose in the case
oh masha
for defamation
or say defamation different from the case nankasa dia yoko dia na make na the case no what is your interest should not be the defamation
because I know the
obi no say okay na obi mo na say kasa why
kasa kwenye
pacho beje mu ama o dia me time
owie ye no osa atwe na dwen esi so say asase 1 acre question bu a ubusa me kura me control say musa 1 acre ne bo e te say and o say acre 1 acre 1 kran ha e da cantonment what if found to 1 acre e wo tamale e da takrade e te say ono ni wini basase a owo no and o say wokuta wini ba na sase ho documents a wono akasa ma ne kwan onfanye de entudwa ɔde to dwa ha nim go ase yɛ to no yɛtumi tɔn asase
What's it why?
aban meba aban asase mame make me try aban asase no ɛyɛ 50 years lease ɛna wobɛtum di ama ɛnyɛ 99 years wankasa individual ɛkɔkɔkɔtɔ asase a ɛnyɛ aban asase na ɛhefo na de ma wo di a 99 years but wokɔkɔtɔ aban government asase
50 years
ɛyɛ 50 years
but say afɛ yɔn so be kyerɛkyerɛm deɛ nti a ɛkɔbaa ne saa nti I think say ɔkyerɛkyerɛ mu
ɛno ka dwumadi a okuyeto
ɛyɛ no
ɛbɛdi ne ho
okay
eti okuta saa asase no documents ekuta no a ɛka ne nnwumadi a ɔbɛyɛ dɛ obɛdi yɛ dɛ ɛho
na me kyerɛ ntɔkwa na ɛsɛ na ɔmo sɛ
ɛtɔkwa a esi yɛ no
are you condemning it
antwa yie na yɛmfa ne nyinaa ɛmɔ majority afɛnyɔ ɛne yɛkyekyere ne nyinaa
na majority NDC
oh
what's the majority
minority sorry afɛnyɔ
ɛna
ɛtɔkwa a esi yɛ nyinaa no yɛkyekyere ne nyinaa fa nto afɛnyɔ ne aboboa no ɛsɛ deɛ wɔyɛ a ɛma ɔmo vote no ama no the same thing was start to ha na ɛbɛboa yɛn paa wɔnkɔ so na ɔnyɛ dɛ ɔnyɛ ɛma yɛn na deɛ futuo ɛna yɛde ɛma no ɛsɛ yɛbɛsrɛ no ɛsɛ minority hɔ no a wɔwɔ as a leader no ɛnyɛ kukukuku ɛne yɛde yɛ dɛ ɛyɛ bibia no ɔde fat ɛna ɛwɔ sɛ ɛdɛ ɛto hɔ ɛntɔkɔ ɛba a wonya abotre pia abɔnten ɛbɛyɛ ne press con because adeɛ no ankasa no vet no a yɛyɛ no sɛ mogye tumu o mo anyɛ ntumu o deɛ ɛbɛkɔ ɛkɔ floor of parliament a ɛbɛyɛ voting ne nso no yɛkuta 2/3 ɛti obi enu hɔ ama bɛbɔ ne din a mo bɛka sɛ mo nyɛ dɛ na mo deɛ ɛha dwen ne sɛ ebi anan keka wa bi wɔ nipa no ɛho true opposition no ɛna bɛtwe mahama dwen ayɛ dɛ esisuo ɛsɛ nneɛma wei no sɛ opposition enimu a ɛyɛ ananyɛ dɛ na ɛmoa ba sɛ wɔn atwe wɔn ho afiri mu pɛn wɔhwɛ 2012 wɔn kɔ court a ɛyɛ ministers a ɛkɔ vetting nyinaa no wɔn yi wɔn ho yɛ dɛ afiri mu sɛ wɔn the case no yɛ dɛ ɛwɔ court ɛso ɛvɛti wɔn bɔ adwuma papaapa ɛnso sese wɔ paa wɔn twe ne ho nyɛ dɛ ɛfiri mu na boa ɛmoa yɛn NDC asekuo ni sɛ mahama no ankasa no president ankasa a wɔbɔ wɔn mu din no bia na wɔnim sɛ keka wa bi ɛwɔ wɔn ho ɛyɛ true vetting no ɛna bɛma sɛ nneɛma no nyinaa ɛdɛ aba na speaker so deɛ mɛka ɛne sɛ wɔnhwɛ mmara no mu ɛyie sɛ deɛ wɔn ka no ɛnokora bi ɛwɔ mu a ɔnfa to baabi a ɛda because
suspension na
edua a yebu baby say edua a wobi kwaku na dey esi so a ɔtetɔɔyɛ no also nyɛ dey onyina so nyɛ nneɛma a ɔmo yɛ a ɛde ɔmo kɔ opposition no yɛn so yɛ bibi saa na yɛatwe ho tutu nti suspension no deɛ ɔmo ka no sɛ ɛte saa ɔnhwɛ na ɔnfa baabi ɛda ɛnyɛ dey ɛnto
all right
Masha,
reaction. Yeah,
Masha,
me get 10 minutes. Don't worry,
and I protest for the first time. I will show you. Are your time? You are not treating us well because Masha, when we come here, now even 1 hour for us for baby I feel and it is not just us; it is you also counts. So when the three of us are sharing 60 minutes, now you feel you better travel to come here to speak about our party. I know that
it's 2 hours.
Yes.
2 hours.
Don't worry, from next week.
Because okay, me the honorable say the incoming MC. I'm a born payabano and me support on so because when him and yes, okra ba ho efe na osa na wo chia opa and ye no be near kwakoye because at the end of the day no okra no ne ba ho efe. Na wo enya wo de kra ya be ye na wo dore wo fia ya be bo nwuma ma wasabi
sa
ana se be ye aduane am we dibi nti bi be ka ho se wati ase nti na no enda ho no e be da be bi o de se but onim ye nyina ye hu se vetting committee March 26, 2021. Vetting of Ken Ofori Atta enters day 2.
2 days. I'm away.
Honorable. Ye niama na ye no. Ye fi baby na yaba bedu baby ayedu.
Me try no kwamra me to my no.
Enyo amoye. Mitaka no.
And 3 years that's like a cobe 3.
Oh, that be onu kra ne dia kra nche.
30 minutes. No, 50 minutes.
And omo boa ne pa.
Oh, that be but on say one thing say.
Ono ne dia no mkoya press conference ban na omo.
Oni say one thing say honorable me kan we afem say. Ken Ofori Atta dey 2 days. NDC for ankase ewadodo. MPP for and complain say NDC for mo twa.
Eti mo so mo de ye
oh, that be the American say yen yan kasa say 2 days na say yan complain. Ade na wo dey I so complain.
So
am I not fair?
But no one complain, ono de obetumi complain.
Inchi na so no complain na wo ye the neutral arbiter no. Obeka say e your case on complaining. Say me dey 2 hours man complaining me fan say e normal process. Wo dey 5 hours so complaining. Wo na wo ye the normal like the neutral arbiter no. O fan say you okay.
Me funny say you okay say.
All right. If you didn't come,
which means you are okay with the omo here. But me eja show. Neja na show no kana me dey be show.
But Ghana for there was only say NDC for omo verti Ofori Atta for 2 days. MPP for fan say e omo right because omo ye satisfied, yan complaining. But ye verti e bidum 5 hours NDC for complaining for one kasa mon jeje ma mo. Now 2 honorable can say NDC were majority. Enuntino NDC were majority. Enuntino dia ye be bia no vet be call omo like ye be pass omo. Right. But honorable nim parliament ho ne ye no. Ye different from say bia ye just executive meeting ye we anyway you. The impression you create outside. When we say honorable boa ama Kofi boa we say dey na okache Kufuor say Kufuor reckless. Na omo ba no say first release by say ono ne de no it is only the majority no and approval no it was not by consensus obo say omo withdraw ye because ono kese nim say nya dem no say oba be minister no ya approve by consensus unim edu parliament niama ne oman ne niama consensus hu hia papa consensus hu hia obe hu say nanse mu ombe ye we no na majority no the super majority na mo wo no obo say na mo pa minority ni chew say omo agree say you form quorum. Me party want you because at that time no you needed the majority's number. Na enka number na meet the constitutional threshold a form quorum as na start business. So it's a time na mo say business na minority they can say oh aya mo say ye hu ye nti sa time no ye work it out you mo right in business because so you know say the parliamentary thing no different from say you hu outside.
Okay.
Your members between outside you say but when you go to parliament obi any one more convert or any dese ye beka say ono pe or na so ono ne approve na ye ne side pe na ye but minority na cause obi ape say wo convert na honorable na say wo de na ye say parliament here you will be happy say by consensus.
Exactly.
Consensus say both sides na pene wo and that is better.
Right.
Me who say your time in your mention yes speed but
no worry me time na so there next week remember 2 hours
the America dey
2 hours no problem
the America dey say honorable me honorable nyina adwene say your parliamentarians near me beba and ye cry a better hanum. Yes, three answer a better how. But sometimes argument back ko baby pe e ma ye heated argument. I'm a honorable if you cry say no what to be. What I say me so much to be. Ye we are there say me apologize. And your best say ye na ye nyakotre. Ye nya dey say speaker ma onye no say police inspector be
Martin. Me la say kwajo 1 minute na enko me time no nti.
Yeah, the edikan ye waye mu e wo Dwapen constituency. Ye assembly man ba ko a nanka wo hwe ye dwumadi ankasa ye di ye a ye be wie ni nyina so be ye assembly man panimu a wache e wo assembly ho pa ye friend Ofoli enura nwumre ya tese matese wa hwere ne nkwa na de ebeka mechia adofo nyina constituency ni mu mpanifo nyina eya because o hwe dwumadi ankasa ye di a eye MCE a papa no anka obedimu titima pa ma ye say ye ni assembly man for kasa because ono assembly ho ache na yenso ni assembly man for no so yi assembly dodo no akoye MPP for na nka obewurawura mu ne omo akasa ma ye no fofie antoata eti mechia ofoli abusuafo tituru ne yire ene ne ma ene na abusua onyankopon ena ema na ono anso na eje ye etoso
obi a 10 seconds
Thursday no ye bedidi nkomo bi wa ha na mahunu se platform ne so no eso ahyehyehye me kwadwo ye internal election ena me ba platform so de ne maguso a wo ka bibi a me koso ekotie na mate se nkrofo sen audios esen ne ema me a ye ne yankase ye youth organizer ekeke nsem kotra wo radio station anya radio station ye tena a TV station na TV TV kese a eko ekire pa eti ye betra ha ne ye kan nsem bi a na o responder enye atemdie si ye betra ha si ye bedi nipa tembe gu nipa hofia ebi a wo obi a wudi na chie ye ka ade kronti adwaben ankase kroni mu no resource no ama empanifu wo kroni mu nim emu henfo enim me kwadwo mi nim mu free dwaben
alright kwadwo
secret bi e wo kroni mu no se yenso ye ka ato ama wo candidate a anka wo yemo be yedai ebe hyew na yesi hoho enewe akwa ne ni edai
tezi
ye be srem se mo ma kwan se mo begu ye ho fin na ye nso yes start say
10 seconds man nka 10 seconds na
me ka che honorable say me sofo bi na kan o say mango abre and mango ye bunu no de na beto bo aba na mango abre honorable if you respond to nkrofo a niama they will bring you to omo level wo ko baby just allow them
all right
jai omo nyame enka wo na nyame hira wo
I wish you well eno anaka me de ebe wie say
I wish you well
obi a wo platform ne so bia no
kwadwo
se kwadwo eba so be kasa ebe we
kwadwo etiefo ni asha